Good afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays to all, as it is December 24th, and I am here with a new and exciting edition of Sports Corner. I know it has been a long time, but trust me, I am here to stay. Going on this past weekend, we had some exciting football coverage. Week 16 matchups going on, potential playoff matchups going on, as well as teams trying to find a bid to stay in the playoff hunt for the upcoming Super Bowl. Right now, as it stands in the AFC, the first round buys are given to right now Kansas City and New England. Kansas City doing well this year, 11-4, even with the absence of Kareem Hunt due to allegations from this past season. But they've still been clicking, they've still been going. New England still with that first round bye too, but they've been a little sluggish this year. Bitter loss in Miami when they with what people call the Miami Miracle, and a couple other big losses as well that signify, is New England still the top dog around here? We got the wild card games right now before we go into Week 17 with kind of playoff predictions and scenarios and whatnot. As of right now, the third seed is the Houston Texans, still doing strong this year. Number 4th seed, the Baltimore Ravens. 5th seed, LA Chargers, and the 6th seeded Indianapolis Colts. Then we go to the NFC. The first round buys right now, and New Orleans has already clinched it after the win last night against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a very close game. New Orleans has secured the first round bye and home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs, so that's a big plus for them. The number 2 seed, the LA Rams. So LA has been doing strong this year. They've been clicking on all corners with both the Chargers and the Rams doing successful. The Rams having a 12-3 season, the New Orleans Saints 13-2, so it's still a good season. With the wild card games as of right now, the 3rd seed belongs to the Chicago Bears, who have been really strong under quarterback under Trubisky, and with their defense doing as strong as ever. Defense is up there right now. Number 4th seed is the Dallas Cowboys with a 9-6 record. 5th seed Seattle also with a 9-6 record. And right now Minnesota is that 6th and final seed in the NFC with an 8-6-1 record. So who knows what'll happen in that time. Now, if we want to we can go over the scores right now from this past week. Titans played against the Redskins, got that win, a very needed win for the Titans, as they're still trying to clinch that 6th and final playoff spot in the AFC, beating the Redskins 25-16. The Ravens battled the Chargers, still hoping for a playoff spot. Ravens win that one 22-10 on an interesting doubleheader on Saturday. You don't expect to see NFL teams playing on that day. It's more for college and for bowl games, but it was high intensity and teams needing that final spots in the playoff time. Sunday, Bengals traveled to Cleveland to play against the Browns, and the Browns doing really well this year. Not a lot of people expected to have that high of a win percentage this year, but they will beat the Bengals 26-18. Cincinnati on a bit of a slide right now this year. Who knows if they'll be able to fix that throughout the offseason going into next season. Buccaneers travel to Dallas, AT&T Center, the house that Jerry built to play the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys win that one 27-10 to keep a good high playoff spot right there. Vikings travel to Detroit to play the Lions. Beat the Lions 27-9. Big matchup right here. Giants versus Colts. Eli Manning trying to destroy the Colts' chances of still making the playoffs. However, you can't stop Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton, with Colts beat it out 28-27 in Indianapolis. And that's a much-needed win for the Colts, as next weekend's going to be the winner-go-home matchup. More to come on that shortly. Moving along, Jacksonville traveled to Miami to play the Dolphins. Jacksonville won 17-7. The Buffalo Bills traveled to Gillette Stadium to play against the Patriots. Patriots win 24-12 to keep that first round bye intact. Packers travel to Rutherford to play against the Jets. Packers win 44-38 in overtime, by the way. Big matchup right here. Texans versus the Eagles. Texans still trying to keep that high wild card spot up to keep home field advantage for the wild card game. Unfortunately, the Eagles narrowly win that one 32-30. Atlanta travels to Carolina to play against Taylor Heineke and the Panthers. Heineke having his first start of the year, first start of his career that day, as Cam Newton was told he's inactive the rest of the season. So Atlanta travels to Carolina, and Atlanta comes out with the victory 24-10. The Rams play the Cardinals out in Arizona, win 31-9. Bears travel to San Francisco to play the Niners and win 14-9. Saints playing against the Steelers. This was a big one because the Steelers needed the win in order to stay alive and also destroy some chances for other teams to have that chance to be in the playoffs. However, New Orleans narrowly comes out with that one, 38-28, to secure home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs. And the last matchup, Chiefs go to Seattle to play against the Seahawks. Seattle comes out on top, 38-31. And tonight you have Monday Night Football, Christmas Eve football. You have the Broncos traveling to Oakland to play the Raiders at 8:15 on ESPN. I'm picking Denver to get out that one. All right, moving right along. As we go into Week 17, we're going to check it to see what kind of scenarios, courtesy of ESPN NFL's playoff machine, we're going to simulate the different scenarios from what teams will do and see how that goes. So Week 17 coming up, we have the Miami Dolphins at Buffalo right there. I'm going to take Miami on that one. And at the end, I'll discuss what the matchups are and how key it will be. So Detroit going to Green Bay. I got Green Bay on that one, even though Green Bay's kind of been something this year. They've been something. Not great, but something else. And so I'd pick Green Bay on that one. Jacksonville traveling to Houston. Houston still trying to claim that top spot. I still believe, and if we do this, if Houston wins that matchup, because who does New England play? New England will play nobody. Oh, no, I take that back. New England is at home against the Jets. And I'm sorry, but New England's not that terrible. They're not great, but they're not that terrible. So we'll leave it at that. And if Houston wins, they'll still retain that third seed. New England will stay at the second. However, if New England miraculously loses to the Jets, Houston will take that number 2 spot. And New England will move down to 3. But for now, I'm picking New England over the Jets. Carolina traveling to New Orleans. New Orleans has secured number 1 seed. Win or lose, it won't make a difference. But I'm still picking New Orleans. Dallas at the Giants. Now, win or lose, Dallas still will remain as the 4th seed. So I'm picking Dallas to win that one at New York. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. No matter what happens, the race won't change, so I'm picking Atlanta. Cleveland at Baltimore. If Cleveland wins, and I'm not saying this much, but if Cleveland wins that matchup, Pittsburgh still has a chance to make the playoffs as a 4th seed. A 4th seed. So I don't know. We're gonna call that a tie. We're gonna wait on that one because I feel like anything could happen. Cleveland's been on the rise so far. However, Baltimore with Lamar Jackson as quarterback has been deadly this year. So who knows? In the end, I'm going to take Baltimore. They've been strong. Philly at Washington, a big NFC East matchup. And no matter what happens, it won't make a difference. Dallas has retained that spot. I'm going to take Philly over Washington. Washington has struggled. Washington was supposed to be up there. They were supposed to be the top dog in the NFC East until Alex Smith went down and picked up, I don't even know who. And we'll get into that conversation later on because I'm frustrated with the NFL about the fact that you're not giving Colin Kaepernick a chance. But we'll come to that subject here in a minute. We got Oakland at Kansas City. Now, Kansas City has secured the number 1 seed. Has the first round bye and is the first seed. So I'm still picking Kansas City. Chicago at Minnesota. 2 teams right now that are in the hunt. If Chicago wins, then Philly will take that 6th seed. If Minnesota wins, they'll still retain that 6th seed. But I'm picking Chicago. And if Philly wins their matchup at Washington, they'll claim that 6th and final playoff spot. Pittsburgh beating Cincinnati. The Chargers beating Denver. The Rams beating the 49ers. And the Seahawks beating the Cardinals. Now, this matchup is a win or go home. This matchup was moved to Sunday Night Football. You have the Indianapolis Colts at Tennessee to play against the Titans. This matchup right here decides who's taking that 6th and final playoff spot. We don't know what will happen. Currently, right now, it's close. Currently, right now, both teams are 9-6. It's a deadlock. I love Indianapolis. I would love the Colts to win. Who knows? I'm going to pick the Colts because I have faith they will do it. But if they don't, they had a great comeback. They started out the season 1-5 and slowly made their way back up. That start to the season was tough, but we moved back up. So as of right now, with the projected Week 17, we still have the top 2 teams in the AFC and the NFC the same. Kansas City will have home field advantage in the AFC, and New Orleans has already clinched top seed for the NFC. But the wild card games are some of them are a little bit different. The one difference is instead of the 6th seed versus the 3 seed, we had Minnesota as the 6th. Now, in order for Philly to make it, they have to win their game at Washington, and Chicago has to win at Minnesota. Anything is possible. Chicago has one great package of defense. They have the best package of defense you could possibly ask for. But who knows what will happen? In my opinion, I think if the stars align that night, anything can happen. And I feel that way. All right, those were my predictions. Now, going into what I said earlier about the Redskins and their troubles and why they're still not top of the NFC. My issue is, why was Colin Kaepernick not offered a chance? Because you offered Mark Sanchez, whose most memorable time in the NFL was the butt fumble. You're going to give the man who invented probably the number one most not top 10 Sports Center thing ever, the not top 10, he's been the leader of the not top 10 for years because of the butt fumble. You gave him the starting position, or you gave Josh Johnson, who hadn't thrown a completed pass in over 3 years, and you're not going to give Colin Kaepernick a chance? I'm not going to express my opinions of what he did or did not do. I'm just saying, as an athlete, you need to give him a tryout. Because it's not fair to judge someone based on off-the-issues actions. If you did, then nobody would play. Because you need to give people a chance. And it's not fair to say, no, we don't want him. But you don't know what he's got. If you gave him a try, you would see, oh, he's either good or he's not good. It would confirm what you know. But not giving him a chance and going on guys who are tanking your team, that just proves something. Colin Kaepernick was a Super Bowl quarterback. He didn't win. He made it there. But he still had that caliber about him. That was good. And it's the fact that you need to give him that chance, that opportunity to prove if he still has it. If he doesn't, then don't use him. But if he is, give him a shot. Give him a week or 2 chance. Give him 1 week. Give him a game. Give him preseason or give him the first week. of the NFL. That way, in the first week, you either will go 1-0 or 0-1, and after that, you can change it to whatever method you want. But it doesn't hurt to try something new, something different. Okay, so NFL still on the brim right now. And now we got the NBA. We got Christmas Day games going on tomorrow. Some big matchups, some key matchups too. And it's interesting right now because anything can happen. NBA is a long season, and some of the top teams right now are not who I would have expected. But tomorrow's Christmas Day games, you have the Lakers versus the Warriors. You have the Bucks facing off against the Knicks. You have the Thunder playing against the Rockets. You have the 76ers playing against the Celtics. And you have this is the most interesting game. You have the Trailblazers playing against the Jazz. Not who I thought would get the Christmas Day game, but if it gives you the ratings that you need, you take it. But I know this has been a little bit short, and I know it's not what we're used to, but I'll try to get this out by tonight. I'm still out here looking for a co-host. If anybody wants to, talk sports, give their opinion, I would love to have feedback, and I would love to just talk to people, just communicate with people on a basis of your opinions. And you're never going to be ostracized for your opinions. I will take opinions. I will take critiques because that's what a person is. We're not perfect, but we need to just talk through it. And we can talk about sports. We can talk about how it affects you. What has sports done in your life that has made you go towards it? And for me, I enjoy watching them. I enjoy seeing I don't like the off-court drama. I don't pay attention to it because it devalues the face of sports, because I'm not here to hear all gossip stuff. I'm here to watch the game. And that's what every person wants to do, is watch the game. We don't want to hear some off-the-court antics that is just going to ruin it. But thank you for your time, and keep listening out there, and have a happy holidays, and I will get back with you soon on episode 2 of season 2. Thank you. Good night.